What's up, everybody? It's Brickwall Media. Today, I'm going to do a live editing session of this video right here. Let's get right into it. So this one's going to be fairly quick editing session. If you're not familiar with Premiere Pro at all, I would suggest making sure you get familiar with Premiere Pro and go look after some basic Premiere Pro lessons on YouTube per se. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be moving too fast, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. This is a live editing session. This isn't necessarily a class or nothing like that. It's just I'm just going to edit how I normally do and just kind of talk about it as I do. I am on Discord, aka _brickwall. So if you want to join my chat, I do this on Discord so that you can chime in and ask me questions and do all that fun stuff while I'm doing that. And then I'm also going to post this on YouTube, so you can rewatch it on there or whatnot. All right, so this is a client project that's very. It was a 90-minute session with 3 reels for a bikini competitor. Her name is Lindsay Broussard. She's pretty awesome. I've already finished 2 of the reels, so I'm just going to kind of show you here on the screen real quick. I set up all of my projects exactly the same. I got this folder is usually my content folder, which has everything that I've shot for the client. I've only have one project with this client, so it just says shoot 1. Once I get shoot 2, then it'll turn into a content folder. I have audio, which is self-explanatory, the audios that I use for the reels or whatnot. Then I have sequences folder. I like to keep all my sequences in one folder. That way they're easy to find. And I know how many sequences or how many reels I've made for the client just by looking at it. So this one, for example, I know that I had 3 to make. So I've got these 2 done, and then this one's blank. So obviously it still needs to get done. And then my last folder is miscellaneous. As I'm working on a project, let's say I have to import something that I need for the project, so on and so forth. I'll just throw it in this folder, and that just makes it look a little neater. So that's like overlays, green screen stuff, transitions, effects, filters, that kind of thing. So it's all in there. So that way it looks all nice and neat. I usually don't have my setup like this, but because I wanted to record this, screen record for Discord and for YouTube, I set it up like this because it's the best way to show you guys. So I got the audio. We're going to use a song by Falling in Reverse. I use an app called AnySave, right? Let me show you. Looks like this. You can't see that, but let me screenshot this and I'll put it right here on the film. But basically what I do is I find the audio on Instagram. I rip it using this app. I save it to my phone, I airdrop it to my Mac, and then I put it into the project. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the audio folder. Look for it here in downloads. Go to downloads, and I know you guys probably can't see it because I have the window on over here on Discord, but I know my YouTube audience can see it. All right, let's go ahead and import that into the project. We got our 3rd sequence here. Just going to go ahead and bring that up into the timeline. Go back over here to audio, and I'll try to slow down a little bit. I know I can move a little fast. Then we're just going to drag this audio into the timeline. For those of you who don't know, this icon here will drag the video only. This icon here will drag and I don't know if you can see where I'm moving over here. This icon here will drag the audio only. And if you grab onto this, it will grab both audio and video. So for here, we just want to grab the audio, and right now it's these headphones suck. Then we're gonna go ahead and go over to the project. This one is gonna be a leg day workout, I believe. I did have my client do 3 outfit changes because it was 3 reels, so I want them to get more bang for their buck. I'm not just trying to, take all their money and not make sure that they get like what they paid for. So she changed 3 times. So now Absolute Recomp in Las Colinas does this thing where all the lights turn red. And I fucking hate that shit. I don't know if I can curse on YouTube, but whatever. So we're going to go ahead and, again, this video is a live editing session. So it's going to be kind of long. It's going to be kind of drawn out because I have to go through the footage and look for something good. So this song starts already on a high note. And hopefully YouTube doesn't flag that song for copyright. But if it does, whatever. It is what it is.
Okay. Action.
Now, usually I just grab onto this blue thing and I just kind of go through it to find something that looks good to start the video. Well, we got a good smile here in the beginning of the video. I think we might go ahead and start with that.
Action.
So I like that. Go ahead and drag that into the timeline and see what it looks like. Again, a lot of this that I do with my videos is a lot of guess and check. Put it into the timeline and see what it looks like. So this right here is a source, and this right here is my sequence. So this is my finished product right here. Right, and I think that it'd be cool to start with a slow motion. So let's go ahead. I always shoot, and I don't know what's going on with my screen here. Okay, I'm back, YouTube. All right, so I film everything in HD at 60 frames per second, which a lot of people are mind blown. They always want to say to film in 4K. They always want to say, but I think that's BS. If you're filming for social media, if the sole purpose of your video is social media, then you're fine with HD. I promise you that. If you want to film in 4K, will it be a better quality? Yes, but it's not worth the ridiculous amount of storage and SSDs that you have to buy. Your computer is going to run slower. Transferring all the data from your SD card to wherever the fuck, it takes a lot longer. It's just not worth the headache. And the only people who can tell the difference between 4K and HD is us, the creators, right? Because we know what it's supposed to look like. But the average client, the average person out there that's paying for your services, it's going to look great to them regardless. So you don't really have to worry about that. So I film in HD. Every time I do slow motion, I always bring it down to 40%. So 40% time interpolation, I always take that to optical flow. The other two, honestly, there's no real reason to taking it to optical flow other than it just looks the best in my eyes. I could probably take it to any one of them and they will all look good. But optical flow is my go-to. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. I like that. But you know what? We're going to cancel that and we're actually going to do a speed ramp. So what speed ramping is basically is the speed is going a certain pace and then it's just going to either drop off or speed up. So how you do that is you can just go right over your clip. You're going to go to show clip keyframes and then you're just going to go to time remapping and speed. All right, so let's see where we want to stop. Where we want to stop is obviously based off of the beat. So at the first beat, we're going to go ahead and stop it. There. So that's where we want to slow down. So go ahead and make this a little bit wider just so it's easier to work with. You want to use the pen tool by just pressing P. And we're going to go ahead and click there. And then we're going to go ahead and bring it down to 40%. Now with this, you just grab onto it and drag it down. With this, you can ease into the slow motion by dragging out on these little clicky thingies. And then you can make it so it's rounded over here. But the difference between that and the difference between not doing it at all is so minuscule. I don't even know if that's how you say the word, but it's so minuscule that it's not like, honestly, it's not even worth it. Just don't even waste your time. So let's see how that looks like. I like that, but I think I want to do slow motion while her face is still up. So let's go ahead and I want to mark this because this is where I want the slow motion to start. So you mark it. You see this little green mark right here? You mark it by pressing M. So this is where I want the slow motion to start. So that's where the slow motion is at. So we'll go ahead and put the green right there and bring this to the beginning and then start it from the beginning to make sure it doesn't look stupid. There we go. So again, pen tool with the P. I'm going to grab that. Bring it down to 40. Too far. 40%. See what that looks like. I like that. But I do want to zoom in a little bit. So right here, right when the slow motion starts, we're going to hit some keyframes for position, scale, and rotation. Right? If you don't know what keyframes are, cut this video right now and go watch a fucking video about keyframes because you're not here yet. You gotta know what keyframes are. All right, and then we're just gonna go up maybe wherever I want this frame to end. Right here, that's a good place. And then we're just gonna zoom in ever so slightly. Like it's not gonna be very. And then let's move it over a little bit. So that's it. That's all we're going to do right there. It's not a lot. A lot of the editing that I do or that is done is just very, very like small adjustments that make the biggest difference. There we go. All right. That's clip number 1. That's how long it took to get just clip number 1. Let's go ahead and find clip number 2. So I think fixing the hair is always good. See, I really like this because she's fixing her hair. The rib cage is popping, which is a good thing for IFBB Pro bikini, right? The glutes look good. The lighting in the back looks good. So this is a good shot right here. So we're going to go ahead and take a clip out of that and see what it looks like. So this one right here, I'm going to do my classic flying into the scene. All right, so we're going to go to the first frame. We're just going to arrow, and I might have to cut this video short because I got fucking shit to do. I'm going to go ahead and import this frame. It's this key right here. If you don't have it here, press the plus key and add it here. So we're going to go ahead and import, right? Import into project. This is what I was talking about earlier where miscellaneous shit pops up. Right, it pops up right here. I don't like it. It looks ugly, so we're going to go ahead and move it over. And then open that, and then we're going to go ahead. Let's make this a little bit shorter so it doesn't go into the frame all big. I in and out, right? I for in, O for out. That's how you pick your stuff here. And then remember, this little icon is to just drag in the photo. So we're going to do 6 frames for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's when we want her to come flying in. All right, so I'm going to go to the middle, which is frame 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to mask her out. So the mask is going to be very rough. It's just going to be a very rough mask because we're going to blur her anyways. So it's not, all it really needs to be is in the correct shape. We're not really too worried about it being extremely accurate as long as the shape looks good. And make sure the butt looks good. There we go. All right, so we're going to add position, scale, and rotation. And we're going to go ahead and give the mask a little bit of a feather just so that it's not so rough. Right, so this is where we want the frame to be when the next frame starts. Right, so right here, we're going to take these keyframes. We're going to move them all over to the end. So that way, whenever this stops moving, it's exactly where the next one starts. Right now in the middle of it, we want it to overextend. So when it flies into the frame, let's go from this way. When it flies into the frame, we want it to go too far and then back. So it's going to look like this, right? It's going to kind of shake. All right, so let's go ahead and put that back where it was. So we're going to want it to go here. And when it's here, we're going to want it to get a little bit, no, wrong one. We're going to want it to get a little bit bigger. And then we're going to want it to rotate a little bit, right? just like that. And then go to the beginning, and we're just gonna undo everything, or not undo, set everything back to normal, and then just push it off the frame, just like that. So it's gonna look like this, just like that. Now to give it a little bit more pizzazz, we're gonna add a directional blur. So just go up to effects, type in blur, look for directional blur, which is somewhere here, right there. Drag and drop. We're gonna go to blur length. Let's make it pretty long, and make sure the blur is facing the right direction. We want to make sure that it's side to side because that's where it's coming in from. Let's go. That looks good. So we'll just add it like that. There we go. So nice, clean. Now, as I'm editing, I see something here that I want to add, right? I want to add something to this slow motion to add a little bit of spice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this right here, and I'm going to make this a subsequence. So I'm going to go, it's here somewhere. I'm just losing it. Here it is, make subsequence. Let's go ahead and open up that subsequence. I'm just going to go ahead and export it. So I'm going to export it to a temporary file that I have. All right. And when I go to the temporary file, I'm going to open up, let me make sure that I'm sharing the right screen. I'm going to open up a new screen over here. It's going to be called Runway. Now, I pay for Runway. It's a sweet app. I like it. Let's go ahead and open that up a little bit. And then let me make sure that I'm streaming the right screen here on Discord. All right, so this is Runway. I don't know how much I pay, but I use Runway for lots of shit, but this is my favorite one, which is going to be remove background. So where the hell is right here? Remove background. So we're just going to go up here to upload, click upload. And then we're going to go ahead and find that clip that we just exported. It's in that temp file. Let's go ahead and put by date added so it's easier to find. Okay, let's go date modified. There it is. And go ahead and upload that. And then go ahead and... That's not the right clip. That's not the right clip. Where did I put you, clip? Did I not export it? Oh, I didn't click export. Ha, smart guy. All right. We're exported. Let's go back to Safari. All right, there it is. And we're going to take this, once it uploads, we're going to drag it into this timeline. All right, now this Runway is super simple to use. We're just going to take our little pointer here. We're going to click on her, and then it's just going to automatically select her. Just find different points. You see it automatically selects her. You press the space button, and it'll play, and you can see it's got her selected, and the background is not selected. So you go ahead and hit done masking, and then we'll go ahead and export the video. Come over here to export submitted, and we'll wait right here. It's exporting. It's very short, so it's going to be very quick. And watch, now that I said that, it's going to take 10 years to export. Well, it might, because I have Discord, OBS, and 100 other programs running all at once. So here's the... So we're just going to download it. And talking really dries me out. All right, so we can close Runway. We're done with that. Actually, I'm just going to minimize it because I'm probably going to use it again. So let's go minimize. I guess I can't minimize it because I'm streaming on it on Discord. So let me go ahead and remove that and go back to Premiere Pro. There we are. Now let me close that. And we're going to go ahead and drag that green screen into our miscellaneous folder. That subsequence, we're done with that, so we can go ahead and delete that. So let's go back over here. We're going to take our little subsequence, right, our green screen. We're going to drag it over the original clip. All right, it's going to look like this. We're going to go to the effects panel, and you're just going to click or type down Ultra. And there's this thing called Ultra Key right here. You just go ahead and drag and drop that. Right here in the effects panel under Ultra Key, you're going to see this eyedropper. Click on the eyedropper and then just click on the green area. So you're just going to come over here, click on the green area, and it will take out the green area. All right. Now, I use this. I use 4Editors extensions. And then the 4Editors extensions, there was this granular transition overlay that I really like. So it's this one right here. It's already in the project because I used it earlier. We're going to go ahead and put it into the project and change the blending mode and effects control to, let's go with lighten. So see, it's going to be just like that. So now our project looks like this. See, so it's a nice little, now it's a little bit too, I'm going to bring that opacity down to 60. Let's see what that looks like. I like that. But I do want to add, we'll go back to our 4Editors. 4Editors is cool because it's in the program, but like it's not like life-changing. But they have one transition that I really like. So 4Editors, it has the adjustments here. So just take this adjustment. We're going to go ahead and drag it into our project. Let's drag it here. Now all of these are too long, so I just shorten them. I just make them look real short, and it just looks like this. See, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take just one half of it and move it over here. See that? So what it did is just added that little flash. You see? So let me turn it off so you can see what that looks like. So you see that? And when you just use the one half, it just adds that flash. So it just adds that one little aspect. So let's start the video with that thing. Nope, I don't like it. Let's take that off. There we go. We're how long into the video? And we've got 4 seconds done. But that's it for now. All right, took a short break. Now I'm back. So let's see where we left off. I don't really remember. Let's see. All right, there we go. So basically, I just watch it over and over again to kind of envision what I want to do next. And I want to add a little bit of movement without like going too hardcore with the movement. So it's just going to be a slight zoom in on the beat. So maybe 2 movements. So I'm going to cut here, movement number 1, and I'm just going to go to 110. Let's go 110. And then right here, we're going to do another cut, and then we're going to go 120. So let's see what that looks like. So what it does is it just slightly zooms in 1, 2 on the beat. There we go. I think once it does that second zoom in, I want to go ahead and take this last frame right here, and we're going to slow that down. So we're going to right click, speed duration. 40% is my go-to. I almost always go to 40%. And then again, optical flow. Now let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. So now we're going to find a new clip. So let's go up to our clips right here. Go down to where we left off. Where are we? So we're right here. And again, we're just going to kind of scroll and see what we have after this. We have her getting into the machine. I like this frame right here because it looks like she's going into game time. So let's use that. So again, we just press I and then press O for in and out, just to pull a little piece. And I just drag it in and play it just to see what it looks like. Okay, now see where that zoom in is with my lens that I did. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start it when the zoom in stops because I don't like that movement. So let's see. Maybe, I think I want to do like a close-up for this one. So I think because over here I did the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I want to do another quick change of frame. So it's gonna be 1, 2. So it's gonna be change. So we're just gonna shorten that and find another clip. Now I think I want to do. See how this angle right here is on the side? I don't want to do the same angle because I've already got 1, 2, 3 angles all from the front left side. So now I want to change the angle. So this one's a little bit from the front, and I like that you can see her face. So let's go ahead and go with that one. Now because this one is so zoomed in here, I want to do the same thing with this one. So again, effects control, we're just going to bring the scale up to, now if you can either grab it, click it, and go left or right to go bigger or smaller, or you can click on it and it'll turn white and you just punch in what you want. Or another way to change the scaling is you click on the actual scale and then you can physically move it over here on the box. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Now because this is a squat video, we're going to do face, and then the last video, we're going to do, see if we can find something of the actual movement as a whole. So let's see what we got here. Here we go. There we go. Let's get that. Alright, stop moving, dude. There we go. Drag that in. Now, what I'm going to do with this frame here, because I want to put more focus on the movement, is it's just going to be a slight zoom in. So I'm just going to hit position and scale with the keyframes, and we're going to drag those keyframes all the way to the beginning. We'll go near the end, and then I'm just going to do a slight zoom in, and then maybe bring it up a little bit. Grab those keyframes, drag them to the end. So now we're just going to get a slight. There we go. It's very, very slight. You can barely see it, but it's there. Now, because this one's going down, what we want the next one to be is to pick up where that one left off. Let's see. See, so that one was going down. This one's going up. You see that? That's too fast. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. There we go. I don't like how fast I'm moving the camera, so I'm just gonna slow it down to 40%. Again, bringing the time interpolation to optical flow. That's better. That's much better. I'm gonna zoom in. I don't like how far it is. Now, this one I feel like it's missing something. It's missing a visual aspect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did earlier with the subsequence and just run through that whole sequence or of events or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to make the subsequence. I'm going to bring it up, and then I'm going to do a quick export. Right? Let's see. I didn't see where I put it. It probably went into a temporary file. Then we're going to go into our browser again. Let me drag the browser up into the window. So let's go with there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So we're going to go into runway. Let me go ahead and drag the window up into where I'm recording. Right, so again, runway.com. We're going to go to remove background. We're going to import that video we just made. Let's see if I can guess where I put it. And look at that, super easy. I'm going to upload it. Let it do its thing. Coffee. Drag that into this timeline here, and then we're just going to click it with the green dots. Again, I don't really mess too much with runway other than to just remove the background. So again, it doesn't have to be too accurate. I just want to be able to take out some of the background elements. So we'll go ahead and hit done masking. Export, MP4 is fine. And then we're going to go ahead and go to the assets panel. It's going to be exporting right here. I apologize if I'm moving a little fast. Again, this is more for folks with a little bit more experience with editing. Let's just let it do its thing. I should drink water. Go ahead and download that. And then we can get out of runway. We'll go ahead and go back to our project. We can delete that sequence because we're done with that. Go back to our project miscellaneous, and let's go ahead and find it and drag that in. Runway always puts everything in your downloads folder, so we'll go ahead and go to downloads. There it is. And then we're just going to drag this right. Actually, no. Double click. So drag the video only right over it. I leave this spot here because I'm going to put this one of the overlays in between it. Now remember to take off the green screen. It's super easy. We just go over to effects, type in ultra. We look for ultra key. Drag that in. We'll grab this little eyedropper and then go ahead and click the green. It takes off all the green. All right, then we're going to go over to 4Editor extension plugin. Go to transitions. Granular is the one that I like. And then we're just going to pick a random one. This one looks good. So this effect, I mean, I'm sure you see it all the time. It's just random lettering in the back. There we go. And again, we're going to add a flash just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. Here we go. You know what? I'm going to zoom in more because let's go 175. 175. So it's not lining up perfectly, which honestly, I think I like it. Let's try something here. Let's take the color out of the background. See what that looks like. I wonder if we leave this the same size, right? But make the background big, like that. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know if it's gonna look good. We're gonna find out. I like it. It's different. It's something I've never done before, but I don't like how bright it is. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna head over here to the matrix color. I'm just gonna bring down the shadows. You see, we're just gonna make it a little bit more black, and then highlights. We'll bring that down. Exposure. No, we'll leave exposure where it's at. Bring the blacks down. Just like that. Bring the whites down. And then with this one, we'll leave that one how it is. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Nice. All right. So, if anyone's, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in some of my other videos. I like to render into out and just watch the whole video to make sure that the video as a whole is headed down the path that I want it to go. So let's do that real quick. I like it. All right. Now we're going to go back to the footage and keep searching. So this right here is going to be the last piece of footage that I took out. So she gets out the machine. Let's see what she does here. She does, whoops. I did not mean to do that. She plays with her hair a lot, and I don't know if this is like kind of weird or something, but I noticed in my videos and my fitness videos or just videos in general, the ones where I purposefully include like hair, like whether it's flowing or laying it down or putting it up, they tend to perform better. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe people like hair. So we're going to add this hair in here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Where was the part where she put both hands? There it is. I want the part where she put both hands up there. Let's go ahead and slow that down to 40. Optical flow. And let's zoom way in. There we go. So we flashed into that scene, so let's flash out of that scene. Now, that's too short of a flash. I want a little bit longer, so I'm going to go back to this flash that we used in the beginning here, this double flash. We're going to, you click option to copy. So hit option, copy it over. There we go. That looks better. There we go. That's good. So we'll just leave that scene like that. Again, I don't want to add too many special effects. A lot of the like my videos, I make them good from the angles and from the actual shooting, more than from the editing itself, because I want the focus of my videos to be the person in the video, not the editing of the video. I don't want people to look at my videos and say that's a cool video. I want people to look at my videos and say that's a cool person, because after all, this video is for the client. It's to promote my client, not to promote me. So let's find some more clips up here. I like this breath here that she takes, but I don't like that it's the same angle. So let's see. I want to start it right. And if you click it and go over, you can kind of get a preview of where it's starting. See, she takes that big inhale. I kind of want to start right before that. Nope, didn't like that. So let's try a little bit less. You know what? I'm just going to cut that out. I don't like that it's the same angle. Ooh, I like that. Where she kind of walks past. Let's see what that looks like. Again, a lot of this stuff when I'm putting my videos together is guess and check. It's grab it, drag it into the timeline, watch it, and see if you like it. Let me try slow motion, see what that looks like. Now again, we're just gonna add some movement into here with a quick zoom in. So we're gonna go 110. Now I don't like how much time there is in between that, so we're gonna add it sooner. All right, I got an idea. So we're gonna Control Z. Just made it back to regular speed. So what it's going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did up here with a quick zoom in followed by the slow motion to kind of keep that rhythm of the video. So it's going to be zoom in on the first beat. So we're going to go 110. And then on the second beat, we're going to zoom in again. We'll go to 120. And then on that last clip, we're going to slow it down to 40%. So again, right click, speed duration, 40, and then change the time interpolation to optical flow. I like that. I think I might cut it at this though, and just cut into a different scene. Because like at this point, by the time it gets to this part of the video, we've already seen what needs to be seen, which is the abs and the delt. And at this point, like we're not really looking at anything. There's nothing really to see here that we haven't already seen. So we're just going to go ahead and take that out. All right, let's see what else we got going on over here. More hair. Let's see how much hair fixing we can sneak into this video. Well, I guess technically she didn't pull it up in this video. She just kind of played with it, or in this part. So it still works. I like that just like that. We're going to leave it like that. We're not going to get too carried away with effects. So let's see what else she got going on here. Ooh, I like that. So in this scene here, I like how she walks by, and I have a 10% blur filter on from Polar Pro on my camera. So it really gives the lights this like cool little glow. So, but now that I review the footage, if you look at it as she's walking by, she's covering her face. You see that? She's covering her face, so I don't like it. And by the time she shows it, she's already past the lights. Let's see right here. Maybe this will look cool. Let's see what that looks like. Let's drag that in. And now see all this dead space over here. We want to take all this out. So we'll go ahead and click scale over here and just drag this out. There we go. Now it's a little slanted, but I'm gonna leave it like that because it might look cool. So let's see what that looks like. And I want to slow that down to 40% optical flow. You guys know the drill. Oh, that looks cool. But I want to add a zoom in. So again, to add the zoom in, make sure we click on the clip, position scale to the beginning, and then we'll go close to the end. And then I want to give this one a little bit more of a dramatic zoom. A little bit more of a dramatic zoom. I had a hard time saying that. And then we want to drag these all the way to the end. Yep. More cowbell. Let's make it more dramatic. Let's make it like visibly dramatic. There we go. See that? I like that. Alright. Now, let's get back in the machine. See what she does here. See, I don't like this shot because you can't see her face. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to like this because her face isn't in the shot, but let's see what it looks like. You know what? I think I do like it. Obviously, as a IFBB Bikini Pro, like the fact that you can see her hamstring really popping out right here looks good. It's a good look for her, a good look for the film. And then obviously her glutes are popping, so it's a good clip. I'm gonna leave it in. Let's see what else we got here. And again, just gonna throw it in and see what it looks like. Now, just this machine in general, it's hard to get her face in the shot because of obviously the way the machine is built. So we'll work with what we got. Let's see. The beat is about to drop, so that's kind of what I'm making sure I'm focused on, because something cool needs to happen when the beat drops. Now see, right where this one ends, right, this one starts. You see that? So there's continuity between the shots. Like, I don't randomly just throw up shots of, doing one workout to the other. There's actually a method to the madness where it's like, even it's a different angle, but it looks like it's the same workout. It gives the illusion that it's the same part of the workout when it's not. Let's see if I get another angle of her finishing that movement. I'm not sure why I stayed on this side. Maybe someone was in the way on the other side. There we go. I like this because her back looks all buff, so see if we can time it so it looks like one fluid movement. Nope, that's off. So she's too high, so let's scoot it over. Try that again. I don't like it. It doesn't look smooth. Let me try it slow motion. See how that looks. Okay, now because we're doing a change of speed, I'm gonna add, so see how it looks, whoops. See how it looks choppy? Like that transition looks very choppy. So we're just gonna add this over it to kind of make it look a little bit more natural. That doesn't look natural at all. Fuck, I might just scrub that whole fucking scene. Maybe if I zoom in, let me try zooming in. All right, let me try one more thing. Let me try adding transitions to both of these. There we go. That looks better. But I want to make them a little bit shorter. Still a little long. Yep, nope. Go back. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. There we go. That looks much better. Now let's go. Let's see what she does at the end of this video. Because the beat's about to drop. I wish I would have been a little bit farther out when she got up. Because we missed a whole moneymaker right here. We need to get her face. Okay, she gives us a big smile right here. I think we could use that.
Cool thing to incorporate would be if you just kind of like...
She's not looking directly into the camera. See, this is too many shots where we don't get her face. You see, so I can't follow up no face, no face, no face with another no face. So we need to see her face. Now she's smiling at this but she's not smiling at the camera. She's smiling kind of, I think she's looking at me because I'm talking to her at the time. I don't remember what I said.
You just kind of like give like a 50. So a cool thing.
Okay, but let's see if it works. It does. Let me try slow motion, see what that looks like. I don't like the slow motion. But let's zoom in a little bit. I don't know if I like it. Let's see if we can find something better.
After that.
Important.
Now I could speed through that scene because obviously I filmed it. I remember what it is. We just walked from point A to point B. Okay, maybe her setting up the shit. Let's see what that looks like. Ooh, let's see that. Nope, didn't like that. I think there's a part here where she like zones into the workout. That might look pretty cool. Let me try this. I think I like how that looks. So we get to smile here, and then we get to set up for the next workout. Now let's see where we want to start the next workout. So she's going down in that part. So I want to pick up the next clip where this one left off. So she's about halfway-ish down. Let's wait for her to go up, and then about halfway down, and hit. Like that. And then right back to the same angle that I already got. So I'm not gonna like this. So let's go.
These are step ups. I like to.
Maybe we'll switch to the other leg. I need a different angle. Come on, move over to the other side. There we go. There you go. Let's see what that looks like. Now we need her going up. This will be perfect right here. Right there. That's the shot. Now, I usually don't worry too much about the timing until I render it, because it's not going to be as accurate before it's rendered. So, just FYI. I think she does a pose here. That'd be cool. Here we go. Now let's get rid of all this dead space up here. So we'll zoom in a little bit. But I want to leave a little bit of the lights. So just a tad. That's good right there. I think I need to speak louder into the microphone. I apologize if I've been hard to understand. There we go. And she turns around. Let's add that in there. I want to make sure that pose where she flings her arm out is in the video. So we'll move it up a little bit. Now I remember getting a pretty cool shot of this leg press here. See if I can get her actually getting into the machine, so we don't just like go into the leg press without an explanation. That wasn't a good angle. Let's try the next one. All right, looks like we're just gonna roll right into it. I want to see if I can get an angle from like the front with her face on it. There we go. Well, like that. Hold on. I like it because there's a lot of camera movement. So let's shove that in there and see what that looks like. I think that all these clips here might be too long, because if you start the video, it's like there's a lot going on, there's a lot of movement, and then somewhere towards the end I just started slowing down. So I think I want to change that. So let's cut this down. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Oh, there's a clip in there. Let's take that out. That's better. That's way better. There we go. Short clips. Short clips. Basically just the constant changing of clips keeps the viewer's attention. I want to see if I can zoom this clip way in, because this one's not zoomed in. And if we zoom this one in so that we can really see her face. Let's see what that looks like. I didn't like where that clip started, so I just moved it over a couple frames. Now let's get rid of all this dead space up here. I like it. And going back to this one, I just realized there's a whole bunch of dead space over here. So again, we want to get rid of that. We don't care about that. So we want to make sure she fills the frame. And the same thing with this frame here. Dead space, dead space. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Oops, too far. There we go. Let's see what she looks like when she gets up. That's usually a cool shot. Oh, this is a cool shot. She's sitting there surviving. So let's add that in there. And I like it because in that part of the song he says, I'm doing my best to get it together. And in the film, or in this frame, she looks like she's trying to do her best to get it together. So it's a perfect fucking fit. Let's see if we can get her getting up when he says together. See if I can slow motion that shot, because her abs really popped out when she came up. And I want to make sure that we can see that. There we go. Keep that nice and short. Let's see if we can get a facial expression. finish that shot. Oh, adding more weight. That's cool. Let's do that. Easy. Short. Let's see what she does here. Butt shot. Can't go wrong with butt shots. Let's see if it looks good. I don't randomly just add a butt shot in just because it's a butt shot. It's gotta make sense. So her carrying the weight to the other side of the machine makes sense. Nope, don't like it. It's a high angle. If it was a low angle, it would have looked good, but I'm up too high.
Take two, ready?
Let's see if I can get a slow motion suffering shot. I was trying to hold the camera up over the thing, but I was too short. So this just looks bad. This is just a terrible shot. I was trying to experiment with shots here, trying to get a good shot, but these were just not. They were just not it. This one might look cool just because the background's so bright. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that does look cool. Let's get rid of this dead space behind her. Nice. I like it. Finish that last clip in the up position, so we want to start this one in the up position. If I even want to add another clip or another part. Let's see what this looks like. I feel like I already used this angle, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it. We will, but it's going to be short. There we go. The video is already 20 seconds long, so we have to close it pretty soon. I wish I was on the other side for this because I already got her getting up from this side. So this is probably me attempting to get a different angle because I knew I already got on this side. But obviously that didn't look good, so we're not going to use it. That's a cool shot of her kind of suffering a little bit, so we'll put that in. I kind of like her hands on her hips, so let's do that. Nice and short. And again, get rid of all this dead space. Nice and close. Up close and personal. Her abs were really popping right here, so let me see if I can get a little close up on this. See what that looks like. Let's slow it down. All right, right when she starts pulling up, that's where we're going to start it. So, right here. Nah, I don't like it. Let's take it out. So we got I think I'm going to make these a little bit longer. And the reason I made those longer is so that I can use the beat, right? This part right here to close out the film. And then I'm going to use that. I have a part here where she's posing in a bikini, doing her routine. That looks awesome. So we're going to add that to the film. Right when she starts walking up is where I want to start it. Because she's out of the light. Right here, she's in the light. See that? So. Obviously, we're going to use a transition, so it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Just go ahead and add the same transition that we've been using for the whole video. That's not the right place. Let's move that all the way over. I don't like where this one's starting, so let's look at another one. This one's cool. This is a cool shot. I used this for another video already. So I want to make sure that I use different parts of the video versus using the same part. See what that looks like. I like that. It goes perfectly with the beat. Now we want to look at the part where she walks up. When she walks up, she does that. There it is. So this is where this one left off. So we'll get the next part.
Bam.
I already used this part for another film, so I don't want to reuse it. So let's use this one. It's less dramatic, but it shows more of her physique, so it looks good. I think I want to push it over to when she actually does the pose versus transitioning to the pose. You see that? So I want to start it here. See, I want her to actually be in the pose. I don't like it. There's not enough movement. Let's try this one. Yeah, that one's gonna look better. We We're just gonna go back and forth between these two. That spin is cool with the big old smile. That one's a cool shot. So we'll go from front to back to front. I wonder, I don't think it's gonna look good, but I just want to check to see what a slow motion spin would look like. That turned out to be fucking gold. That was gold. I was not expecting it to look that good. That is a perfect ending to the video. But I want to change the framing a little bit. So let's add some keyframes here. Because you see right here, there's too much dead space over here. So I want to make sure that we fill that in. But we're going to keyframe it so it moves as the video goes. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, too much. Let's scooch that out. See what that looks like. Still too much. Whoops. Delete those keyframes. Just a tad, not too much. That should be good. Perfect. That looks good. All right, now we're gonna render into out and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna add some transitions here because there's way too much here going on with nothing into this. There's nothing here. So let's do some slide transitions. I don't know if that's what they're called, but that's what I'm gonna call them. So basically that's when the next frame in this like comes flying into the picture. We're going to do it a little faster than we did the first time, so we'll go ahead and screenshot this. It's going to come into our project over here, drag that into the miscellaneous. Let's shorten it here by pressing O. Remember, I is in, O is out. We're going to go 1 2 3 4. We're going to go just 4 this time. We're going to make it really fly in versus a slower speed. So we'll go to the middle, right? We'll go ahead and mask it out. Again, really rough mask. It just basically needs to be the same shape. It doesn't need to be perfect. Whoops. Too far. There it goes. There we go. We're going to keyframe, position, scale, rotation. We're going to move those all the way to the end. And this one, I think we're going to make it come in from the left. So because we're coming in from the left, we want it to overshoot and come back. So we're going to go over this way. I forgot to add the feather to the mask, so let's add that. There you go. And then we're in the over rotation or in the over extension, we're going to rotate it a little bit, and then we're going to make it a little bit bigger. right? And then for where we want it to start, we just want to get it out of the frame and then make sure that everything is back to the normal size, right? So let's see what that looks like. See how fast that is. And again, we're just going to take effects. We're going to go with blur, directional blur. Where are you, directional blur? Why do I not see it? There it is. And increase the blur length. Just click on it and drag to the right. And then we're going to make sure that the blur is facing the right direction. And let's see what that looks like. There we go. Nice and easy. And we're going to do that for the next couple frames. So come here. Again, we're going to export the frame. Import into project. Go back to the project. Drag it into the miscellaneous file. I'm going to bring it over. The only reason I don't like to drag it straight from here is because it's super long. So you might accidentally go over like an element that's already there. And then obviously you'll delete it. So we want to avoid that by just making it short over here. And again, we're going to do 4 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it, go ahead and cut this off. Go to the middle. 1, 2. Let's go ahead and cut that out first. So boom, 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 boom. Talking while editing makes my mouth super dry. I'm a mouth breather too, so that doesn't help. I'm over here just like, let's go ahead and whoops, didn't want to do that. Control Z. Control Z is going to be your best friend in editing. I think that's my default. Like where I have my hands is my right hand is obviously on the mouse and my left hand is on Command Z just by default because that's probably what I use the most of. Keyframes, position, scale, rotation, move those all the way to the end here. And then we're going to do the overextension. This one we're going to make it come in from the left. So we're going to overextend to the right, make it a little bit bigger. I forgot the feather again, so we'll just go ahead and do that now. And then give it a little bit of rotation. And then we're going to go ahead and drag this all the way over. We're going to take it out the frame and make sure we reset everything to normal parameters. Just like that. Let's see what that looks like. There we go. And let's give it the directional blur. You go to effects, it should still be chosen as long as you haven't done anything. Let's make sure that we get a good blur and then we make it the right direction. There we go. Easy. And then we're going to do it one more time for this last shot right here. So exact same thing, import into frame or import into project I meant. Drag it over to the miscellaneous folder. Shorten it a little bit so that we don't accidentally delete frames. I guess I could count the 4 frames on there, but this is just how I do it. 1, 2. Again, we're going to go over here to opacity and do the mask. And this one, let's make this one come in from the bottom. So again, position, scale, rotation. And then we're going to overextend up. Make it big. Rotate it just a tad. Whoops. And then we're going to go to the beginning. Get it out the frame. Whoops, wrong way. And then remember to add the directional blur. Let's see. Blur length, and then make sure the blur length is going up and down, not side to side, because it's got to make sense. And then we'll add a little bit of feather because I forgot to do that earlier. Boom. Now it's so fast that like when someone watches a video, they might not even realize what they just saw. They might have to watch it a couple times. Now for that last one, I'm going to add a quick flash just so that it's not 4 in a row of the exact same thing. So it's just going to be a quick flash. Just like that. See what that looks like. I want to add a flash there too. Let's make it a longer flash though. I really like this ending. Alright, sequence, render into out, let it do its thing and watch it. Alright, so there goes the composition of the sequence, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to take all these here, right, and I'm just going to push them up. I'm going to push them up one spot. Whoops, don't want to do that. I'm just going to push them up one spot because here, let's make this smaller. So as some of you may have noticed, especially if you know what you're doing, the footage is not shot in S-Log. Like the footage is shot, I do not shoot in S-Log. And the reason I don't shoot in S-Log is for the same reason I don't shoot in 4K. It's because these are Instagram videos made for social media. These are not feature films. The only people who can tell the difference between something that was shot in S-Log and something that was not shot in S-Log is us, the creators. The clients cannot tell the difference. The clients don't know. I do, however, use a creative look. I shoot Sony cameras. I use the neutral creative look that kind of dulls down the color a little bit so that it does give me a little bit of a leeway with how I want to color it at the end. Now, with that being said, I have a sequence that I made already for this client. So the only reason I would shoot S-Log, right, for an Instagram video is if there was a drastic contrast between the brightness and the darkness. Like, for example, let's say this gym had a big giant window, right, where the sun came in and accidentally and blew out my fucking highlights, and then the other side of the gym was all dark, right? If I was shooting somewhere like that, then I was shooting S-Log. Places like Destination Dallas, if you live in Dallas, that's somewhere where you probably want to shoot an S-Log because of the drastic change in lighting. Now, I mean, S-Log, to kind of put it in the lamest terms possible, it preserves, right, the highlights. It preserves the brightest parts and the darkest parts all at once. So if you don't have a big concern with that, right, let's say the lighting is fairly consistent and everywhere that you're shooting, then I don't think it's necessary to shoot an S-Log. You know, now if you look at my work, it looks amazing, and you can't tell me it doesn't. I'll put my work up against anyone that shoots in 4K and anyone that shoots up at S-Log, and I guarantee you that it's not only comparable, but at sometimes, depending on who the creator is, like, it's not even as good as mine. You don't need the best and fanciest equipment to make great videos. You just got to know what you're doing. Anyways, I made this video earlier, exact same lighting, exact same person, skin tones, all the same. And I do this thing where I do a blanket, I do an adjustment layer, and I do a blanket coloring of all the clips. And the reason that is because they're all shot in the same place with the same lighting, with the same white balance. I don't use auto white balance. I do set my white balance. So a blanket adjustment layer comes in super handy, right? Let me turn it off. See, so it's not even that much of a change. Like if you look at this one, this is the adjustment layer turned off. That's the adjustment layer turned on. Okay, so that's the gist of my color grading. All right. Now, people will probably have something to say about this, you know, whatever. My fucking videos look awesome and you can't tell me that they don't. So I'm going to take this adjustment layer because I've already made it, right, with this exact same, and I'm just going to drop it right over this video. Right now, some of the videos are still going to be too bright and some of the videos are still going to be too dark or whatnot. So at this point, I literally go video clip by clip, right? You see this clip looks beautiful. This is an amazing clip right here, but this first one is too dark. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, because I have the blanket adjustment layer, I'm going to start adjusting each clip one by one. Now, if you go on social media, folks are going to tell you to go to Lumetri Scopes, right? And they're going to tell you to check the Lumetri. I don't know, there they are. They're going to tell you to look at your Lumetri Scopes and these are your highlights blown out and the darks need to be all the way fucking down. Again, these are Instagram videos. Instagram chops down your quality so much that this does not fucking matter. I guarantee it. I don't care what anyone says. So I eyeball it, and I eyeball it because I used to use the Lumetri Scopes. I used to use them, but like I eyeball all my videos because again, it's an Instagram video, and to the client, right? It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good to the client. If you were making a feature film with like a $10,000 budget, then I would probably use Lumetri Scopes. But if your goal is just to make a video that looks great, that the client is happy with, and that you're happy with, and that to make sure that it is a quality product, like we're not cutting corners here, you can eyeball it with, but I would say with experience. For the first couple of years, I did use Lumetri Scopes, but now I do eyeball it. Like for example, this one's telling me that my reds are blown out, but like according to this Lumetri Scope here, my reds are blown out, but I like the way it looks, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So I don't even bother with Lumetri Scopes. So another thing folks will tell you is that if you're a professional, you have to use curves, right? You have to use fucking curves. You don't have to use fucking curves. I rarely use curves for videos. I only use curves for photos. But again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. I'm not teaching you. I'm not here to teach you how it's done. I'm just showing you how I do it, and it works for me. So it is what it is. So I use basic corrections. This one, right? I just want to make it look as good as this one, right? So we're just going to bring up the exposure a little bit, not too much. Every correction is very slight. If you have to go up more than one stop, then your exposure on your camera is probably just not good. So this is good. And bring up the shadows. Now I want to copy because this clip and this clip is the same clip. So I want to make sure that they're the exact same lighting. You see that? So I want to go ahead and go to this one. We're just going to paste the attributes, and we're just going to make sure that it only clicks Lumetri color. All right, so now these two are the same. It still looks kind of dark. Did it not copy? 0.6, it did. It just looks dark. Oh, I know why. Because I have the this cover on top of it. You see that? So this one has to be 0.6 too. So let's go 0.6. There we go. So I like those. I like the way that one looks. This one's a little dark, so we're just gonna bring it up. Now again, this clip is so fast, right, that you don't need to sit here and spend 30 minutes getting the perfect lighting. It's as long as it matches the rest of them, right, then you're good. one's a little dark. Let's bring that one up. Now, I don't like the way the exposure looks when I bring it up. So if I don't like the way the exposure looks, the next one I go for is shadows. I bring up the shadows. Now, I don't like the way the shadows look either. So I'm going to bring up the exposure, but bring up contrast too. There we go. I like that better. These are all too dark. Let's bring that up a little bit. Let's bring that up a little bit. And let's bring this one up a little bit. That one's too dark. Let's bring it up just a tad. And again, all I'm doing is adjusting the exposure over here. And it's usually if you have to go up more than one stop, and by one stop I mean this number here, then you got to make sure that you do a better job of filming the video, because you shouldn't have to move it more than one stop. Now you can, but obviously you're gonna start to blow shit out. That was a little dark. Let's bring that up a little bit. This one, I think the highlights are a little bit too bright. Her face is a little bit too bright. So the first thing I'm gonna try to bring down is the shadow. You see that? Adds a little bit of depth to the color. Did I bring down the wrong one? There we go. So let's bring that down. And then obviously, if the highlights are too bright, obviously bringing down highlights helps. But I don't like the way that looks, so we're just gonna leave it the way it is. This one's just a little bit too dark. Now this is the lighting in the posing room is way different. Now I should probably go over what I did to the adjustment layer. The adjustment layer, I do the same thing to every adjustment layer. And basically, because I go over here to, and again, this is what the adjustment layer looks like. So this is a blanket adjustment to all the clips, right? So as you can see, the adjustment layer has the highlights brought down from the beginning. So that's taken care of, right off the bat. And the shadows are actually brought up. So that's just the way I like it. I would use a creative look here as well. And then the intensity, I always bring it down. So I always pick a creative look, but I feel like all the creative looks in the Adobe Premiere Pro are very aggressive. If you like high contrast, then you'll be fine. But me personally, not a fan of high contrast. Sorry. So I bring the intensity down. I like faded film. I'm a huge fan of faded film. I do notice that the faded film looks more faded on the phone, on the finished product, than it does on your computer screen. So between 10 to 15, I found to be a good number for the fading. I always bring the sharpness up, and I always bring the vibrance up. And then what I do, this is just something that I do. I bring the midtones over to green. That's just my style. That's what I like. It looks good. So some folks like purple, some folks like blue, some folks like orange. You just got to kind of find what you like as far as editing goes. And that's basically it. That's what the adjustment layer has. So we're going to go back to this video I already edited. Actually, no, we're going to go to this one, because this one has a portion. You see here, this adjustment layers are cut. And it's because this adjustment layer here is for the posing part of the video. Watch, let me turn that off. You see that? So actually, the original video had a greenish tint, and I actually took off the greenish tint and tried to make it a little bit more purple. So we're going to go ahead and take that and drag that into our sequence here. I don't think I dragged it all the way. See, and I like the way that looks. I like the way that looks way better than when I turn it off. See? And again, some folks might look at this and say it looked better before you put the adjustment layer on it. There is no right or wrong way to edit videos. I could edit it, a certain way, and my clients will love it, and other clients will hate it, and other creators will love it, and other creators are like, that sucks. It's all, objective. It's based off of how the person likes it and how the person feels. There is no right or wrong way to edit. So don't let anyone tell you like you should do this, you should do that. No, videography is and editing is art. You know, there is no right way to art. It's just how you want to put it out and how the client or the public perceive it. If they think it's good, if you think it's good, then it's a win-win. So again, just showing you how I do it. And personally, I like this look. So we're going to go with that. I like it. Now try not to, and I learned this a while ago, try not to re-watch it too many times, because every time you watch it, you're going to find something. So like now that I look at this, now it looks too bright. So now I want to bring it down. So let's go 0.4. And then we're going to go, the next frame is the same frame. So we got to make sure that one comes down to 0.4. I'm just going to hit sequence, render into out, let it do its thing, and then we're going to watch it, see what it looks like. That was too bright. Let's go back. This one, see all this right here? That's way too bright. So those are highlights. So let's bring that down. Bring the exposure down. Now this is too bright too. I don't know why I turned it up so much. Always make sure your screen brightness is turned up all the way. I've made the mistake where I've had the screen brightness turned down and I turned up the video like super bright because I thought the video was dark, and it turned out to be my screen. And then the finished product was just so bright. It looked so stupid. So yeah. So because I had to make an adjustment, I'll watch it one more time. And I like to watch it, like, obviously a lot to make sure that it's good to go. I think that last scene might be too dark. This one's too dark. Yeah, let's brighten up that smile. Let's see. I like it. All right, let's watch it one more time. Alright, and that's it. This video does not have sound design, so we'll leave it at that. And what I do is I export the videos, and I don't have any special export settings. It kind of makes me laugh when these guys talk about export settings and best export settings, like export settings, because Instagram chops it down to the max. Like it doesn't fucking matter. I guarantee it. The only ones that are important is you go here to more, you hit render at maximum depth, and use maximum render quality. Other than that, everything else can stay exactly the fucking same. We're gonna go ahead and throw this in a Dropbox. That's how I deliver all my stuff is with Dropbox. I don't use anything fancy. And then if I don't got anything else going on, I usually just hit export. I don't worry about sending it to Media Encoder unless it's multiple projects that I have to send. But yeah, I hope you guys like the video. I will be doing live videos and lessons and classes and all this fun stuff on Discord. I'll put the link to my Discord in the bio. I don't know how active I'm going to be on actual YouTube, but Discord and then my Instagram are definitely going to be the best way to get in contact with me if you want to. So yeah, camera's over here. See you guys.